Awesome. And did I ask you to do the survey already?
Yeah, I completed it already.
Cool. All right. So you are working on business math, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you done with this credit at this point?
Yes, I'm finished with one, two, three, and four.
1, 2, 3, and 4. This is you're talking about the assignments.
Yeah,
Here?
I'm talking about the assignments, not the whole credit thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm not completely finished.
Okay, cool. So this is a 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right here you're working. So you're at this point working on installment loans.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did you have any questions yet at this point?
I had a few questions
Okay.
on the on the 8.4 installment loans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so let's see. That's in page 295 here. Okay. All right. So installment loans, allocation of monthly payments. Okay. And so you start out, and for this section, you have to do problems 1 through 17. Okay. And you have already done 1 through 4, or 1 through 3 there. Cool. And it looks like you're not having any trouble up to this point. These all look fine. Let me see. So for the first one, it says interest. Okay, complete the problems and check your answers. Interest the second month is that amount times 8% times 112. And so here you change 8% into a decimal and you did that perfectly. And then you multiplied the amount times the 8%, and that looks good. And I also like that you're showing work. That's fantastic and awesome. Thank you. And then here you have that times 112. You know, multiplying times 1/12 is actually the same thing as dividing by 12.
So it's 1 divided by 12.
Yeah, so you could have done $120.40 and then just dividing that by 12 instead of changing it into a decimal here. It's going to help you get a little bit more of an exact answer, but honestly, it's perfectly fine as it is. I think that's good. Okay? Yeah. And so you found that amount, and then what was the next step? What are they asking you to do here? Oh, this is number 2? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. And so for problem number 2, it says payment to the principal is that minus the interest.
So yes, minus 10.
Cool.
That's the answer I got. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. And so this is the amount that's going to be going towards your principal. Does that make sense to you, by the way? Do you understand what it is that they're having you do here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually do.
Okay, good. All right. And then for number 3, they tell you the new balance. You just take the amount and then you subtract the amount that you're paying that goes towards the principal, and that's the new balance for the loan. Very cool. All right. So for number 4, it looks like they're having you do something a little bit more complicated, perhaps? Okay. So let's read the problem here. Okay.
You take out a loan of $8,000 at 12% for 24 months. The monthly payment is $376.80. The balance of the loan after 15 payments is $3,224.44. So the question is asking, what is the interest for the first payment?
Okay.
And the second question is, what is the interest for the 16th payment?
Very cool. Okay, so do you want to walk me through the steps that you would use to start this problem? It looks like you've already gotten it started.
Well, at first I wrote down $8,000 times 12% times times 1/12.
1/12, because that's going to be the first payment. It's 12. You're picking 1/12 because it's the first month, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and then how do you figure out what the payment is going to be for, what the interest is going to be for the 16th payment? What's the difference there? You need to first figure out what the principal is going to be after that point. They've already told you actually what the principal is. So basically you're doing the exact same thing here, except that you're doing it with this amount, which is the balance after 15 payments. So you're going to do $3,222.44. You're going to multiply that times 12% and then divide it by 12.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I think that it looks like you have a pretty good start. Are you sure do you have any questions?
Um, let me see. Yeah, I have a question on number 6.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Since there is no amount for principal, what am I gonna have to do? The, the first step is gonna be 2,400 times 8%.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I get lost from right there.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. So this is okay. Let's look at number 5 first. Okay, they have the loan balance is the amount that you owe at that point. That's the interest rate. That's the monthly payment. This is the amount that goes towards interest out of that monthly payment. And so you would subtract the 106.56 minus 12 to find the amount that goes towards the principal. That's all they're asking you to do here as well. They're telling you this is the total amount that you're paying for that $2,400 loan, right? And out of that $141.84, $16 of that goes towards interest. So the rest is going to go towards the principal.
Okay.
So that means that we're going to do what with these two numbers?
We're gonna subtract.
Right, to find that. And then the new principal is going to be found how?
Well, by multiplying that, and then
They've already done the multiplication part for you by giving you the monthly. Well, they've already done the multiplication part for you for these two, right?
mm-hmm.
So when you do the multiplication of the loan balance times the interest rate, then you're figuring and divide it by the 12 because it's per month. That's telling you the amount of interest. That's A. Okay. So you're gonna multiply these two to get A. Then you're going to subtract A from the monthly payment to find B. And then once you've figured out the amount of the payment that goes towards principal, you're going to subtract that number from the loan balance to figure out your new principal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Cool. All right. Do you want to work on a few and then come back to me when you're done? Does that sound like a good plan?
It sounds
Just a couple. Cool?
terrific.
Okay. Thank you, Valentine.
All right.
Yeah, bye. Oh, it's only 7 minutes. I'll have to add in another student. I think that looks good. All right. So now, let's see what happens. Okay. So you multiplied the loan balance times the interest rate.
Yeah.
You divided that number by 12, and you got the answer of $12. That's the amount of your payment that's going to go towards interest. Okay. Next step is to multiply or subtract this number from this number to get that. And now the new principal is going to be the original balance that you owe minus the amount of your payment that went towards the principal. So do that one. Go ahead and do that one now.
It's 1,105.
That's your answer for A. Go ahead and write it down. Okay. So we can clear it off my desk. Okay. And I'm gonna put this up. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. So that's A. Okay, so now let's work through 6. Yeah.
Times 8%.
Right?
2,400 times 8%. 192.
Okay.
Divided by 12
Right?
is 16.
Yeah. And that's already in there for you.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah, so I would have to subtract 141.84 minus 16.
Yeah.
Which is 125.84.
Yeah?
125.84.
Yeah.
And then I would have to subtract 2,400 minus 125.84.
Uh-huh. And you wrote it all out, which is very cool.
Minus 125.84.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 2,274.
Uh-huh.
0.16,
Right.
and that's my answer
That's your answer for B.
for B.
Yeah. And this right here, that was your answer for A. So if you had in real life borrowed $2,400 from a bank and they were charging you 8% interest, each month they're charging you $141.84. Of that amount that you pay to them, they're only putting $16 of that is going to be just for the interest. $125.84, that is for it's paying down the loan that you made. And then now after that payment, your new balance is going to be $2,274.16. Make sense?
Makes
You
more
good?
sense. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.